Frank. We got a point on the road last week at AIC. We're back on the road at Mercyhurst this week. What do we need to do this week to get more points out of the series?
Well, first off, it wasn't a total loss. We got a tie, we got a win. I wish we would have got more, obviously got more than the 1 point, but we went into a building against a team and in a building that we haven't experienced a whole lot of success. And we played them tough, and we overcame a lot of adversity, and not much of it self-inflicted. Some of it just due to some questionable calls and situations on the first night. But we came back and found a way to tie that game, and then they scored, and then we had to score again to tie it late, and got into the 3-on-3 and shootout, and it went the way it went. But to me, there's good ties and there's bad ties, and that was a good tie for us, just due to everything that we had to deal with during the game. On the second night, the first and foremost, I mean, we went out and we had a lot of minutes on the power play in order to try to win that game, and our power play didn't get it done. There were some other things that factored into it too, but at the end of the day, did we play horribly? No, but we didn't win a period. And if you don't win a period, the way I kind of been trying to figure out how to win games without winning a period, and I don't think you can do it. And we didn't do it. And I think, like, there's just no moral victories. Like for us, you just have to find a way to get it done. And on the Saturday game at AIC, they found a way to get it done, and we didn't. And going into Mercyhurst, that's what needs to change. Obviously we're going to continue to work on our game, but going into Mercyhurst, as opposed to AIC, we did not get a win at AIC. We got a tie and we lost a tough game, but we have to find a way to win. We just have to find a way.
One thing that was positive last weekend, AIC came in, they had the 5th best power play in the country. You guys killed all 7 of their power plays, 29 of the last 31 you guys have killed. Why has the penalty kill been so good recently?
Well, first of all, I do think Coach Doyle does a wonderful job with our penalty kill. He does a wonderful job, and he was doing a wonderful job early in the year with it. But we weren't winning faceoffs and getting clears. And I don't care how good or how well you're coached, if you're going to give the opposition, and especially an opposition that has some skill, if you're going to give them an inordinate amount of time in the offensive zone, there's not going to be a happy ending to the story. So, we are winning some faceoffs. We are getting some clears. We're not giving, that the amount of in-zone time that we were earlier in the year. And I just think that's that's been a huge factor in turning it around.
Luke Rowe was the Atlantic Hockey Defensive Player of the Week this week. Can you tell us what he brings to your team?
Luke brings a little bit of everything. I mean, everybody sees the testosterone that he brings. Like, he's an old school player in terms of the way with his physicality. There's not many very good open ice hitters in the game. He plays like he hits way above his weight, so the physicality part, you come down his side, trust me, everybody in the league, anybody we play, when they're going down that side, they're looking for number 4 and they're aware of him. And then obviously his leadership, he's one of the best leaders that we've ever had here. I'd put him, up with Max Hartner and guys of that type of ilk. And so he's a tremendous leader. He also has a weapon that in that he can one-time the puck, and that's a great attribute. Every team needs to have some players, that can one-time the puck, and he can pound that thing. And not only did that help him get some points and on the weekend, but the same thing happened the weekend before with DeCarlo's goal in front. He pounded that thing on the net, and the goalie can't really control it, and good things generally happen. On the power play late in the game on Friday, he had a missile that grazed the outside of the post. So he brings a lot of things. He's our leader, number 1. But the physicality, that physical element, he brings back on defense, and as well as he's got an offensive side to him too. He's a multidimensional guy for us.
Now, last week at AIC, a building you said we haven't had much success in. This week we're going to Mercyhurst. We won 2 games there last season, and they're coming off a pair of victories last weekend. What do you know about this Mercyhurst team?
Well, it's really hard to track teams from one year to the next with the transfer portal. And before, you just used to look and see, you know, how many upperclassmen teams would have coming back from the year before. And things just changed so dramatically. They had some guys leave via the transfer portal. They had some guys come in. And I think the biggest message to our team is whoever we play is going to be competitive. And if we're not ready to play, if we're not going to be, like, I really believe we can beat anybody in hockey on a given night. But also anybody in hockey can beat us on a given night if we're not ready to play. Look what happened with Bentley. We didn't come ready to play, and they gave it to us pretty good on Friday. Since that time, their opponents haven't taken them for granted. We won the next night, shut them out, and then they went to West Point, and Army, who is struggling, beat them twice. So anybody can beat anybody else, and I think the message is right now, it doesn't matter what their record is. Like, we need to go in there and we need to find a way to get some road points.